Greetings, guys. Today, Coach Darrell returns, analyzing the upcoming EPL season, the transfers with major clubs. You will love this episode.
Hi, this is Coach D. It's the 19th of the 8th, 2025. Football season will be starting by the end of next week, and I'm so looking forward to it. Now, before I start talking about my glorious team Arsenal, I'm going to discuss the transfer window and who had the best transfer window. Who do you think had the best transfer window? At the moment, a lot of people are looking at Arsenal, but having done some research, I realize and I truly believe Liverpool actually had the best transfer window, considering they are the champions of England and they've strengthened in the left back position, they've strengthened in the right back position, they've strengthened in the centre forward position, and they've strengthened in the midfield position, all with quality players. And if they do get Isco, it really will be, I think, theirs to lose. And that's just my personal opinion. Now, a lot of people have also mentioned the amount that Arsenal have spent. If we compare to Liverpool, Liverpool have spent 300 million euros, approximately. Arsenal has spent 200 million euros, approximately. Manchester City has spent 176 million euros, approximately. And I think these three teams will be the teams to watch. Now, Arsenal have brought in a striker. Finally, we needed a striker. We've also brought in a world-class midfielder in Zubimendi. We've also brought in Madueke. Now, he really will be a cover for Saka. I truly believe we need to strengthen the left wing position. Martinelli and Trossard, I'll say quite frankly, are not good enough for us to progress. There are major reasons why I think Martinelli has not been as good as it's been in previous seasons. And one of them is that Xhaka is no longer there. And Xhaka would be near Martinelli. Xhaka would overlap Martinelli. Declan Rice, I might be putting myself in a spot here, but I don't think Declan Rice is technically as good as Xhaka offensively. I don't think his finishing is as good as Xhaka, and I don't think his movement and understanding of playing on that left-hand side with a left winger or with Martinelli is as good as Xhaka, because Martinelli gets isolated too many times. When Xhaka was there, he was closer to him, and that's for me why Martinelli is not playing as good as he's played in previous seasons. But that's, as I said before, that's just my opinion. Now, we've also brought in Norgard. I think he's a very good player. I watched him in pre-season and was very impressed. Those people that complained about it, I think they would have changed their mind since the pre-season. Mosquera, I think is absolutely brilliant. I think those two, Norgard and Mosquera, will be pushing for first team games. And judging by the way Mosquera has already played, I won't be surprised if he turns up at left back. Now, Madueke on the left, for me, is not as effective as he is on the right. Yes, he will get the crosses in, which will do well for our brilliant new striker that we've got, Victor. Victor Gyokeres will need early ball. He will need early crosses, as Arsenal actually played yesterday. And we saw exactly what Gyokeres was about. That early cross by Zubimendi. Gyokeres went into the space. Brilliant header. You can see quality as a striker is there. But that's crossing the ball. We need to move the ball quicker before the other team's defense can settle. It'd be helpful if Odegaard could get a lot closer to him and create that space for him, or see that space where he wants the ball. But I think Odegaard needs to step up his game. I think his position is under threat. If I was a manager, his position would be definitely under threat. And if we get Eze, I'd like to see Eze take that position. But instead of playing more to the right, play across the front. Odegaard seems to play more to the right and does not help Martinelli, which I think makes us a bit lopsided. So it's pretty obvious where our attack will come from, or our strongest attack will come from. It will come from the right. But we need to strengthen the left. My prediction for the season. I normally don't predict the season till after the 10th game. By then, in my opinion, the Premiership would have settled down. Maybe some managers would have been sacked. Teams coming up would realize, or might realize, what they need to do, who they need to buy. They might need to change their style. The top teams, as I said, I think it's going to be between Arsenal, Liverpool, and Manchester City. Chelsea, I think, to the later part of the season will fall away. But that's my prediction for the top three. I can't predict the top four, because that for me will be between Tottenham, Chelsea, and Manchester United. That's just my opinion. I think Newcastle are not going to do so well. They haven't been able to get players in. They've got a striker that's not training with the first team, and that's a wait and see on Isak. And if Liverpool do manage to get Isak, which will push their spending to over 400 million, I would definitely have them as the favourites for the Premiership. But as I said, this is just my opinion. But I look forward to the 25-26 season. Come on, Arsenal. Let's go for it.